I don't know. I don't have any holes in my game, so it helps to be able to do whatever the team needs at that particular moment.
LeBron James just shook the basketball world with one sentence that set everything on fire. No filter, no hesitation. He flat out said he's a complete basketball player. No weaknesses, no flaws, no gaps, nothing missing, zero. Yeah, that's what came out of his mouth. The King basically crowned himself basketball perfection, claiming he's still pulling up with smooth fadeaways at 41 years old, deep into his 23rd NBA season, like it's light work. That's not confidence anymore, that's next level self-belief. And look, that energy, classic LeBron. He's never been shy about knowing how great he is. But let's slow this down for a second. No holes at all? Not one? That's where the internet slammed the brakes and the debate exploded. Some fans are calling it facts. Others are saying the ego finally grabbed the mic. Either way, the conversation is officially on fire. Here's how it went down. After a Lakers game, LeBron sat down for a post-game interview and delivered one of the most LeBron answers you'll ever hear. He was asked how he's still drawing fouls at such a high rate, even without dominating the ball like he used to. No pause, no thinking. He said it's simple. He's just a complete player. Then he doubled down and dropped the line that lit everything up. He said, "I don't have any holes in my game." No backtracking, no joke. He meant it. According to LeBron James, his basketball game is flawless.
A few games ago that you're not on the ball as much as you were at previous points in your career, but despite that, you're still getting to the free throw line at a high level. I think your highest free throw rate since your first year as a Laker. What's helping you do that, even though your usage may look different than how it used to?
I don't know, just being a complete basketball player.
And to be fair, the numbers are wild. They honestly don't make sense for his age. He's posting his highest free throw rate since his early Lakers seasons, doing it at 41 in year 23 of his career. That's not normal. That's unheard of. He's finding veteran ways to draw fouls without pounding the ball every possession. That takes timing, strength, positioning, and basketball IQ on another level. So yeah, he's proven he can adapt. He's reshaped his game over and over for decades. That part is undeniable. But saying there are no holes at all, that's where it gets extreme. That kind of talk puts a spotlight on you instantly. When you say no weaknesses, you're basically saying there's nothing left to fix, nothing left to sharpen, nothing left to improve. And listen, LeBron is one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. That's not up for debate. But flawless, perfect, that's where reality and ego start fighting each other. Even legends have that one weak spot they can't fully erase. And if we're being real, LeBron James has one that's followed him for years.
I have to be able to, change the landscape of how I play up according to how our team wants to play. So, I've been playing off the ball, obviously, pretty much the majority of the season. So, picking spots and figuring out ways how I can still be productive to help us, play winning basketball when I'm on the floor, both offensively and defensively. So, I don't know. I don't have any holes in my game, so it helps to be able to do whatever the team needs at that particular moment.
Free throws. That's the uncomfortable truth people keep dancing around. If someone joked, if he misses these and they lose, I'll walk to Los Angeles, they might want to stretch first, because that's still the part of LeBron's game that makes fans nervous when it matters most. Now let's talk facts, not vibes. Career-wise, LeBron shoots around 73% from the line. That's solid, respectable. But elite, not even close. The true snipers, the real perfection talkers, live at 80% or higher. LeBron has never touched that level. And let's not pretend he's suddenly flipping a switch at 41. That's one clear hole, a visible crack that punches straight through the whole perfect player claim. But hold up, it doesn't stop there. Let's talk three-point shooting, because that's another area people quietly ignore. Over his career, LeBron sits around 34 to 35% from deep. That's fine, not bad. But again, nowhere near elite. He's streaky and everyone knows it. One night, he's splashing threes like it's a highlight reel. Next night, he's missing open looks that make the crowd groan loud. That inconsistency screams human, not flawless. That's not no holes. That's reality. If you're calling yourself perfect, you're supposed to be that cold-blooded shooter late in games. 5 seconds left, down 2, ball in your hands, defense panicking. But let's be honest, LeBron isn't that guy from deep. He's dependable, he's smart, he'll make the right play. But defenders aren't losing sleep over long-range daggers the same way they do with true sharpshooters. Now, to keep it fair, LeBron can still score from anywhere on the floor. That part is undeniable. He can bully his way through defenders, finish through contact, pull up from mid-range, and read the defense like a chessboard. His scoring versatility this deep into his career is still crazy. But versatility isn't perfection. And saying otherwise just opens the door for this exact conversation. But versatility does not mean perfection, not even close. Having a deep bag doesn't mean every skill is clean, sharp, and untouched by time. And this is exactly where the whole no holes claim really starts to crumble. Now let's talk defense, because this is where the cracks stop being small and start showing up loud. Back in his Miami Heat days, LeBron James was a straight-up defensive menace. First team all defense level. He could guard quick guards, battle bigs, protect the rim, jump passing lanes, and wreck entire game plans. That version of LeBron was a two-way monster. No debate. But let's be honest, that was over a decade ago. That LeBron is gone. The LeBron we see today isn't locking people down possession after possession. Not even close. Yeah, he can still flip the switch when the moment is big, a chase down block, a clutch stop, a smart rotation. When it happens, it's electric, but that old relentless defensive motor, it's not there anymore. Now LeBron picks his spot. You'll see him glide through screens, take a playoff, ease up on closeouts, not because he's lazy, but because he's managing fuel. He's saving energy for offense, where he's still carrying real responsibility every night. It's smart, it's calculated, it's veteran basketball, but flawless? No chance. Energy management makes sense for a 41-year-old legend. But it also tells the truth. Defense has become a clear gap in his game. The Los Angeles Lakers know it too. The coaching staff adjusts schemes, rotations, and matchups to protect his workload, not just because of injuries, but because balancing LeBron's minutes and energy has turned into a full-time job, and that's not hate. That's reality. You don't get to say no holes when entire systems are built to cover one side of the floor. Even JJ Redick pointed it out recently. The Los Angeles Lakers have leaned way more into simple sets, dead ball actions, and basic execution. That's not random. That's not coincidence. When your franchise star is in his 23rd season, you can't expect elite effort on every single possession anymore. That's just reality. LeBron's body might still look superhuman, but the way the team is built around him tells a different story. And even LeBron himself admitted it. He straight up said he's had to change how he plays to fit the team system. These days, he's working more off the ball, which is a massive shift from the version of LeBron that controlled every possession like a puppet master. That adjustment is smart. It's necessary. But let's not dance around it. It's also proof that time is finally catching up. No matter how legendary the name is, the body can't carry the same load forever. And that directly clashes with the whole no holes in my game statement. And let's keep it honest. That's exactly why the Lakers brought in Luka Doncic to handle most of the playmaking responsibilities. LeBron sliding into more of a secondary role isn't a knock. It's a strategic move for winning. But if you truly had zero weaknesses, you wouldn't need to shift roles like that. You'd still be running everything, every night, no adjustments needed. The fact that LeBron had to adapt proves something important. Age creates limits, and limits are, by definition, holes. That's not disrespect. That's just the truth. And we can't ignore conditioning and availability either. LeBron missed roughly 14 to 15 games early this season because of injury. That matters. He even admitted in that same interview that he couldn't train like usual during the offseason. He said he started the season behind the 8 ball. That's his own words. That's another visible crack. True elite players aren't just skilled. They're durable, reliable, and ready from day one. When you start missing chunks of the season, it's a clear sign the wear and tear is real. After 23 long seasons, even the king is finally feeling the grind. LeBron even admitted it himself. He said he's on the other side of the hill in his career timeline. That matters. That's not media talk. That's LeBron acknowledging decline has started. And here's the problem. You cannot be in decline and still claim you have no holes in your game. Those two ideas cancel each other out. Decline means exactly what it sounds like. Something is slipping. Weaknesses start showing where there used to be none. That's what time does, even to legends like LeBron James. Now don't twist this. His basketball IQ is still insane. Off the charts. The way he reads defenses, controls pace, and manipulates the floor is pure genius. His vision and passing are still elite, all-time elite. In that same game where he made those comments, LeBron was surgical as a playmaker, breaking down coverages, threading passes out of the pick and roll, hitting cutters in stride, setting teammates up for easy buckets. That part of his game has aged like fine wine because it's built on timing, awareness, and skill, not just athleticism. But let's keep it real. Being smart does not mean being flawless. It means you're using experience to cover cracks that already exist. That's adaptation, not perfection. Even J.J. Redick gave LeBron his respect, pointing out how smooth the two-man game looked between LeBron and Luka Doncic. Late in the fourth, they ran an 88 action, opening clean looks and letting LeBron shine as the decision-maker. It was clever, smooth, effective, but it also showed something important. This isn't LeBron overpowering defenses anymore. This is LeBron thriving inside structure, and that's still impressive, no doubt. But it proves the point. The game has evolved because he had to evolve. The offense is now designed to highlight what LeBron can still do while protecting what he can't do at the same level anymore. If someone truly had no holes, you wouldn't need an entire system built to shield them. The Los Angeles Lakers offense leans into LeBron's current strengths, not his prime ones. Now, yeah, the Lakers sitting at 20-10 looks great on paper, but dig deeper. A huge part of that success comes from Luka Doncic's brilliance. He's been carrying the offensive load while LeBron slides into more of a supporting role. That's smart basketball, but flawless, not even close. Just look at that Memphis game. Even LeBron James pointed it out himself. Luka Doncic dropped 34, while LeBron added 31. Both solid nights. But let's not play dumb. It's obvious who the engine is right now, and that's fine. LeBron is 41, but that reality punches another hole straight through the no weaknesses claim. And now we gotta talk about the real core of this whole thing, LeBron's ego. Because let's be honest, that statement wasn't really about basketball, it was about identity. LeBron's confidence has always been sky high, and to be fair, that confidence helped turn him into a legend. You don't dominate for 2 decades without believing you're the best to ever touch the floor. But there's a thin line between confidence and denial. And this time, he crossed it. Saying you have no holes at 41 when decline is clearly setting in isn't belief anymore, it's refusal. The king is still great, no question, but pretending time hasn't chipped away at him even a little, that's wishful thinking. This is the same LeBron who was caught sitting on the bench earlier this season while the Los Angeles Lakers were fighting without him. The same LeBron who's thrown subtle shade at teammates and coaches when things don't go his way. And yeah, this is also the same LeBron who's never exactly embraced a smaller role with much grace. When you've been the alpha for 20+ years, accepting that you're not always that guy anymore is tough. Pride doesn't let go easy. So when LeBron says, I have no holes in my game, what he's really saying is something deeper. He's saying, I can't admit I'm not perfect anymore. That's pride talking, not proof. And what makes it even crazier, the reporter wasn't even challenging him. The question was respectful, complimentary. They were pointing out how LeBron is still producing strong numbers despite lower usage. He had the perfect chance to be humble. He could have said, I've adjusted my game and found new ways to help us win. That would have ended the debate. But nope. Instead, he went full LeBron mode, doubled down, no holes, no flaws, no gaps. And that's exactly why this conversation even exists. That's not realism. That's ego on full display. And what makes it stand out even more is what was happening around that moment. In the very same interview, J.J. Redick was busy giving credit where it was actually earned. He highlighted role players stepping up, guys filling gaps, hustling, competing, keeping the offense alive while Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura were sidelined. That contrast says everything. While LeBron is guarding his legacy with words, the rest of the roster is earning theirs with effort. That's the difference. The Los Angeles Lakers have been winning because they're finally playing real team basketball. Ball movement, spacing, everyone touching the rock, everyone involved. That's what's fueling this run, not one man pretending he's flawless. Redick even pointed out a wild stat. The Lakers are undefeated when they rack up 30-plus assists in a game. And that's exactly what happened here. Clean execution, low turnovers, shared responsibility. That's the real story. Teamwork beats perfection talk every single time. When the ball moves, when players cut hard, pass sharp, and trust each other, this team looks dangerous. Way more dangerous than any one-man show. And to be fair, LeBron actually gave us a real moment late in that post-game talk. He said he's learning to appreciate every moment, staying present, especially after missing time earlier in the season. He even admitted he's on the other side of the hill. That was honest. That was real. That hit different. But then he erased it. Because seconds later, he doubled back and claimed he has no holes in his game. You can't do both. You can't admit decline and still call yourself perfect. Those ideas don't even line up. That contradiction right there, that's the whole issue. Not the play, not the numbers, not the legacy. It's the words. Every time LeBron James grabs a mic, it feels like self-awareness and ego are fighting for control. And here's the honest truth. LeBron is still really good, still dangerous, still valuable, still capable of flipping a game when it matters most. But flawless? Nah, he's got weaknesses. Free throws, three-point streakiness, defensive consistency, conditioning, availability, all small cracks but real ones. Enough to prove even the king isn't untouchable. And here's the irony. What actually makes LeBron great isn't perfection. It's adaptation. His brilliance comes from using his mind, timing, and experience to patch holes, not pretend they don't exist. That's what's kept him elite for 2 decades. If he simply said, "I've evolved my game and found new ways to contribute," that would have been humble, true, powerful. That would have ended the conversation. But instead, he went full King James mode again. Rather than keeping it real, he claimed perfection, because the ego won't let him admit flaws. And honestly, that's been the theme of his entire career. Unreal talent mixed with a constant struggle to show real humility. No one questions his greatness, ever. But accepting reality, that's where things get shaky. The Los Angeles Lakers need LeBron producing if they want a serious playoff push this year, no doubt about it. But just as important, they need him to fully embrace that secondary role behind Luka Doncic. That balance matters. Because if LeBron keeps acting like he's still flawless, like he's the same unstoppable force from 10 years ago, problems can show up fast. We've already seen flashes of frustration in his body language earlier this season, and if pride keeps bubbling, that tension can grow. Bottom line, LeBron James is still great. What he's doing in his 23rd season is insane. Numbers players half his age would dream about. But let's not rewrite reality. He has holes in his game. Free throws, three-point inconsistency, defensive effort, overall availability. All real, all human, and all completely fine. None of it erases his legacy. None of it diminishes what he's accomplished. It just reminds us of the truth. Even the king isn't perfect. At the end of the day, it just makes LeBron James human, like every other player who's ever laced them up. But that's the thing. LeBron has never been comfortable being seen as just human. His entire image is built on being superhuman, flawless, untouchable, bigger than life. Even when the stats and the eye test start whispering something different. So when he stands there and says he's perfect at basketball with no holes and no weaknesses, that's not confidence anymore. That's denial. Denial dressed up as greatness. And that's exactly why fans can't stop talking about it. The king is chasing perfection in a game built on imperfection. That tension is what makes him fascinating and frustrating at the same time. It's not about hate. It's not about disrespect. It's about reality. LeBron's greatness was never about being flawless. It was about adapting, evolving, and outsmarting time. And the moment he admits that fully, that's when the story actually gets stronger. If you like this deep dive and want real breakdowns like this, hit like, share, and subscribe. We keep it honest about every player, especially the ones who swear they've got no holes in their game. Peace.